Hello fellow woodworkers, and welcome to this week's edition of the Garage Workshop. And this week we're going to be taking a look at my Temu tool haul. So firstly this week, I'm filming this video on Bank Holiday Monday in the United Kingdom, and the sun is out and everybody in the whole neighbourhood is out. So apologies if you hear some children or some other background noises. So for those of you that don't know what Temu is a new website. It's very much like Wish and Alibaba, sites like that, and it launched about a month ago, I think. So I signed up and I thought, I'll just have a look at some woodworking tools. There's the usual range of things on there, but then I looked at Brad's video from Fix This Build That, where he bought some random stuff on I think it was Alibaba, and he tested it. And then when I did a bit of research on YouTube, lots of YouTubers have done those type of videos, and there was one tool in particular that Brad had which I thought, I would really like to see what that's like. So it's in this little bunch of things that we've got to order. So I'm going to open them all one by one, give you my opinion, we'll test them and we see how we get on. Let's open the wrapping. So for this tool haul, I went for a sort of range of products because I didn't just want to get sort of everyday items. So there should be a lot of different things in here. So the first item, and I will tell you how the boxes look. That not the greatest condition, that box. Let's have a look at what is in it. Oh, there's a case, which is a nice start. Very nice black zipped carry case, and inside it is a jig, and this is a jig for doing accurate drawer holes. You know, when you want to fit handles on drawers. So the jig comes with absolutely no instructions whatsoever, just a couple of bits to fix. So we'll have a little look and see how that was put together. Not in terrible condition. It is a little bit bent. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it is going up on one side, and that would sort of correlate with the box. It must have been lying that way, because that's sort of pretty much the exact same shape. And again, you know, it doesn't look like the measurements on it are 100% accurate. So what I'll do in a minute, I've got a ruler that I trust, and I'll just measure it up and see if it feels the same. But it's not as flimsy as I thought it was going to be, and obviously these three pieces, and it comes in a lovely carry case. I mean, what more could you want? So that's our first item in this tool haul. Now, not satisfied with that template drawing thing, this bag also contains another item, which is this. Now, this is a drill bit sharpener. So you put it in a drill there, and you slide your drill bits in there, and it sharpens them. Not 100% sure what the rest of it is for, to be honest with you. It has got a little clip on the end there, and it is made of very, very basic plastic. It's very cheap. I'm going to be honest, I'm not convinced that is A, going to work, or B, going to last very long. It's got quite a sort of sturdy stone in the middle, but I can just see potentially we might have some problems with that. But a drill sharpener for sharpening drill bits that connects to your drill. So that's the second item in our tool haul. Okay, as if the excitement isn't enough to bear, we've got our second package, and there's a couple of items in here. I can feel now that's interesting. This is advertised on the Temu website as a Japanese pull saw for woodworking, which is what it was, and I'll put a picture up of what it is. But obviously, that is not a woodworking saw. I'm sure you can see that, and it actually says on the packet pruning saw, so not as they advertised it. I mean, I will try it on a piece of wood because this is a tool haul, but not a great start. It's got a very cheap and nasty plastic handle, and the blade is very, very flexible, which, you know, isn't the end of the world in terms of a pull saw, but yeah, not what I expected to be. I think that's pretty much going to be a miss from the start, but we'll give it a go. Now, not put off by my Japanese prune saw, I have some other items in this box. Oh, that's quite a big one. That's quite open. And this item is one that I have been looking forward to testing. This is, let me just get the picture, an electronic drill chainsaw. Yes, you heard that right, a chainsaw. So let's open the blade for you to get a look. There's the blade. It does require some assembly, and actually Brad had this same item, which it looked absolutely terrifying when he used it, and when I saw it I thought, I've got to have a go at that. Now, interestingly, if I can get it back in the packet, interestingly, this does come with a picture of what to do with it, but it says install the adjust screw, install the guide plate and chain, install the plastic cover, tighten the screw, make sure the chain has proper slack, assembly completed. Probably the world's most compact set of instructions, but basically what happens is you attach the blade to this with the outside cover, like so, that way round, and it is basically a chainsaw that is used with your drill. As you can see, there is a drill bit there. It literally is as dangerous as it sounds. So that will be an interesting try, and I will give quite a healthy disclaimer about health and safety before we try that one. There's the metal that the blade sits in. To be fair, that metal is really, really substantial, and the chain looks pretty good as well. So another tester, and that will be certainly one that I'm sure you'll comment on if I don't use it properly, so I'll make sure I follow all the health and safety rules for that. So the fourth item is a chainsaw for your electric drill. Now, this is the bag that keeps giving. We've already had out of it the drill, sharpener, and we've had the prune saw, I think, and we've had the electronic torture death implement. So our next item is, it's in an envelope. It's in a padded envelope, which has got a massive split in it. So I'm not 100% sure what condition this is going to be in. Ah, yes. Now, this next item is a stop. If you remember a few videos back, I'll put a link to it in the description. I made a sled, a cross-cut sled for my table saw, and I wanted to get a stop for it. So I found this one on there, and to be fair, it looks in pretty good condition. It has got a massive, I'm not sure if you can see that, it's got a massive ding in the metal that's correlated with where it was in the envelope, but it looks in pretty good condition. It looks pretty good quality, to be fair. So it literally is exactly what you think it is. It's just a stop. It runs on a T-track, and it's just there to stop you you know, when you're cutting, it's just a stop block. But I did need one. I wanted one that fit it, so I plumbed for this one. Again, I'll put all of these prices on the screen so you can see how much. And the other good thing about Temu is because it's a relatively new site, at the moment they're giving away lots of free delivery, and some of these items must have come from the UK, because that first packet that I literally got it within 2 or 3 days, and it's highly unlikely, paying free shipping, I would have got that. But the other package, not this one, the last package, that took about a week and a half to get here, but all the others took, you know, they were here within a week, which is great service. So the next item is a stop block for my T-track. So that bag has not given up all of her booty yet. We have got another box. It says nothing on it except the word silvery. So we'll see what's in this. I actually can't remember what I ordered now, because I've had these lying around for a week or so. Yes, I'm going to be honest, not 100% sure what that is, so I'm just going to quickly pause and look it up. Okay, two interesting things to note. This is an angle grinding, it says an angle grinding polishing disc, but unfortunately I've just checked off camera and this does not fit my angle grinder. I can't seem to get it to fit in any safe manner. So I'm going to put this one down as a fail, because I'm not going to be able to test that. But when I've just looked on Temu on the pictures, there's a little video and it shows people attaching it to their angle grinder and then grinding out pieces of wood. But as I said, I've just put it in my angle grinder, and I've just got a very cheap basic entry level one. I think I've got it from Asda, and this does not fit it. It won't fit the connection, and when I screw the top on, it just won't, it will just move around. So bearing in mind, I do like to keep things fairly safe on this channel. I know you might not think that, but I do. So I'm not going to be able to test that one. So for me, that's a bit of a fail. But the one thing I will say is that is a substantial piece of metal. It's very heavy. It looks very well made. The only thing I would say, I'm not sure how long the sort of ridge's teeth, hopefully you can see those. I'm not sure how long they would last, but it is a substantial piece of metal, that. And I've just had another look on there, and it just shows you attaching it. Thank you. It just shows you attaching it to a normal angle grinder, and as I said, I've tried mine, and in the interest of safety, I do take safety seriously on this channel. I'm not going to try that one, but not to fear. We have got one package left. Let's open that now. So this is my last package. I know exactly what this is, and I know exactly how much it cost, because this is the most expensive item I remember. It was £11.88. One of the great things about sites like Wish and Temu and all those other sort of sites is they just have the most weird, bizarre prices. Some of the items on there are like £1.51p, and you think, well, obviously that's to do with the conversion of the currency, but a bit of a weird price. So this is, it says nothing on it, but it should be an angle, with a bit of luck, it should be like a T-square. I call them T-square because I'm old, from back in the day. But spared no expense with the sellotape. Oh, now that's not what I expected. You've actually got to put it together. Oh no, you don't. No, you don't. So it's made by Hanghardia, something like that, as you can see, and it is just a very, very common or garden measuring square, really. I wanted one of these. I did look at one of these on Banggood, but it was so expensive. It was like 40 quid. So I thought I'd just get a little one. And this is the unit of measurement, not in centimetres, interestingly, even though I did select centimetres when I bought it. So straight off, that's a bit of a pain in the backside. And it is that internationally renowned common length of ruler of 18 inches, which means nothing to me because I was born in 1973. So for me, it's metric all the way, but I think I'll be able to work it out. But again, you're probably not going to be able to see that. It's got a little bit of a kink just in the middle, and you might be able to see it is quite flimsy. So that's not great. And the end of it is plastic, and yet you have this really lovely, convenient wall hanger that you put it on, and the wall hanger is actually made out of metal. The metal should really be on there, but obviously not. So very simple. You just adjust it, and oh, it does click. That's good. Plastic, and it's just secured by 2 screws. It's got a little ball bearing that pops in and out of those holes, and obviously all of these lines are for marking if you want to slide it up and down and mark lines at certain points. So not the end of the world so far. And there's the little wall mounted carry handle for it. So all we'll do to test this is I'll just test it on a piece of wood, and I'll use my other angle measurer that I trust just to check that the angles are correct. I might use my digital one as well as a triple check, but apart from the horrible nasty plastic, not the end of the world. That's not too bad. So now we've opened everything, we know what we've got. Let's get testing, and I'm already getting nervous about the thought of that chainsaw. So why don't we start with that? Okay, here it is. I don't mind admitting to being a bit genuinely terrified. Let's just give it a go, see how it turns out. Hopefully this is not my last video, but I am going to wear gloves. Sorry, I am not taking any risks. So I've just got a piece of stud timber here. I'm just going to take it very slowly. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so the next product we're going to test is this. It is a drill punch locator guide. I've just checked. And how you use it, I mean, it's very, you know, it's very simple, as you would expect. And this sits in here. Actually, I'm just going to check. So I just wanted to check because I actually thought it came made up, but it doesn't. You have to do that bit yourself, which isn't a major issue. So you undo these bolts, the main sort of cross bolts, and then you put the guide in, and obviously this one obviously can go on the end, like so. And I actually thought that was the way that you use it, but you actually don't. It's the other way up. So this then goes on, which explains why that's upside down. And I do have to say, this one, unlike the angle, is in centimeters as well as inches. It's got both. So you undo the bolt, thread this on, and then that is the measurer. So let's say you want to have your two eyelets, account for the wind. Let's say that you want to have your two holes equally here. You get that centered into the middle. I can already tell though there's a ton of play in that, an absolute ton. More perhaps than you would want. So you get it there, decide how far up you want it. So let's go for 6 centimeters there, but actually thinking about it, that's not going to be the right measurement. So you're going to have to measure from the bottom. So let's say 6 centimeters from the bottom of that grid, tighten that. And then it's just a case of tightening how far you want it to go. So let's just say we want them, let's say 8 centimeters. Again, that one feels a bit solid. That is a bit of play in this one. Let's do 8 the other side. I actually have got a drawer on one of my units, the recent unit, the Mitre unit that I built. If you haven't seen those, I'll put a link in the description. And this one obviously is the one that's meant to stay on the end, but I'm not entirely sure. Whoops. I'm not entirely sure if that doesn't look equal to me, and obviously I would have to measure the wood to get that to exactly the right place. So just excuse that error of this being the wrong one. But when you had it in exactly the right place, then you can use this to mark off. And probably can't see it, but it's given me 2 measurements there. So now that I've sort of worked out how to use it, I'm not unimpressed. I think it's all right. It probably, if I was using it every day, it wouldn't be great, but for the amount of drawer handles that I put in, and actually you can use this for other things like putting holes if you're building a cabinet with those pins for the shelves. You can use it for a lot of different things, and I'm pretty happy with that actually. So for me, that's going to go down as a winner. Okay, so the next thing we'll try is the drill bit sharpener. I've got 2 blunt old drill bits here. One of them is a wood one and one of them is a masonry one. So I think the best thing to do is just give it a go. So literally it is as simple as you press the drill on and you hold the drill bit down like so. Actually this is probably, it's actually got 3 sort of different chutes depending on the width of your drill bit. So let's go, because that's a very small drill bit, and let's just give it a go. Well, it's going to be impossible for you to see that, I think, but it actually has given the drill bit more of an edge than it had before. Let's just try it again. I don't know if you could see it, but the stone did stick a couple of times, but let's try it again. I'm not going to lie, it feels a bit, I don't know if I'm using it incorrectly. I'm using it the way that it shows on the website, but it does feel a little bit dangerous. But it has definitely sharpened one side of the end of that drill. I'm not quite sure if you have to keep rotating it or stopping or turning it around, but it's definitely taken that edge down. You can see it's shiny, there's lots of new metal. Let's try the wooden drill bit. I'll put that in the... That fit in that same? No, I'll put that in the second hole. Let's give that a go. And the same again. It's actually flattened the metal on that one. There was a bit more of a point on it, so perhaps not best for wood drill bits, but it's definitely taken some material off. I'm not... It's a difficult one, this one, because it did what it was supposed to do. I was a bit worried about how cheap and nasty it was, and actually that's not as much of a consideration. So I can't really say it's a fail because it did take the edge off, but I think still a lot of questions are. So for this one, for me, it's in the middle. So I'm going to say neither a winner nor a binner. Okay, so my next tool is the stop block. And having looked at it, I think, you know what stop blocks are like, they can go in lots of different ways. I got what I thought was the right stop block, but I'm not actually sure now. It is, I think it is. I think it would work the way that I expect it to, but I'm not 100% sure. And I've got this piece of track here, so let's see if it fits. First key bit, it does. That's a really good sign. It does fit. Let's see how tight the screw down is. It's actually quite a substantial... Normally these can be cheap and nasty, like plastic knobs on the end of the screws, but that's actually really nice. I'm not quite sure about that bit there. I might just quickly go and check what it shows on the picture, because to me, I thought that on the illustration, I thought that's what the stop block was, but that looks slightly different to me. So I'm not quite sure what that's about. But in terms of, I mean, it's not going anywhere. There's no play in it. There's no movement in it anywhere. It looks just like a Rockler product. I'm not going to lie, but yeah, I'm impressed with that. It's exactly what I wanted. I mean, I can always take this off and use this as the stop block to slide up my track. It's probably me, and I probably got it the wrong way round. But yeah, a nice little piece of kit that. Very happy. It looks really well made. Aluminium, obviously, but in a nice shape. And it is a right angle, which I just tested to see with my square. It was quite awkward, but I did get my square on it, and it was a right angle. So for me, that's going to go down in the win category, that one. I'm pleased with that. I think that's done. That's going to do exactly the job I wanted it to. So for me, that's a winner. Okay, so I have just checked, and this piece here is actually to connect to another fence. So imagine if you had this bit like a sort of cross-cut sled, really. If you had that running down a track on your table saw, you could put another fence on it like this, so it would go together. So actually, I'm probably not going to use it for that, although I could, but a sort of extra feature there. I'm quite surprised at that, and to be honest, I'll put a picture of it up. I didn't actually see that when I first bought it, I'm not going to lie, I just missed that out. But a nice little feature there, so you can sort of use it two ways. So even better, more of a winner for me. Okay, so the last item is the mitre square, T-square, whatever square you want to call it. and I've got a couple of things here which I know are exactly right. And this piece of off-cut of wood I've got here, which came originally, it was attached on the back, it's still got a factory edge on it, which is this one at the bottom. So I know that edge is 100%. So what I'm going to do, I'll put it that way round, I'm just going to set a really basic angle. The angles are actually really difficult. I'm not sure if you can see it on there, but they're really difficult to see. They go up in increments of 5. Let's try a 45-degree angle. And all I'm going to do is just mark it out with a pencil line and just see how close that is. Now that's interesting. The edge of the ruler has cut in to my pencil. We're using it there. So let's go for 90. See if that's any different. Again, there's not that much playing it. Maybe it was a bit harsh on that earlier. And let's just do a 90-degree line. So those two okay. Now this Woodworkers square is the square that I trust the most. It's a brilliant piece of kit. I know it's always 100% square. So let's test it and see. Now the line I've just drawn with my Woodworkers square by eye is exactly perpendicular to the line that's on there. To me, hopefully you can see that, that looks pretty good to me. It looks about the same all the way along. If I just measure it at the bottom, so I've got 4mm between the lines at the bottom. Well, I've got 4mm between the lines at the top, so that is parallel to my Woodworkers, and obviously my Woodworkers I know is right, and it's on a factory edge on a piece of wood. So let's try the 45-degree angle. A 45-degree angle, according to me, is absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on. I'll just put a little mark where my angle was on my Woodworkers. Look, hopefully you can see that. So there's the 45-degree angle there, and there is my extra angle with my Woodworkers. So actually, spot on. Very impressed with that. I wasn't expecting that, and it is a little bit flimsy. I'm not gonna hide the fact that it isn't probably not the best quality, and I don't like the fact, I know it's just in Imperial, but in terms of what I wanted it for, it's exactly what I wanted it for. It's the right angle, it matches my much more expensive Woodworkers one, although it was the most expensive item I bought, £11.88. For me, that is an absolute winner. Very pleased with that. Okay, so let me just go over the prices of all of those things, because I stupidly forgot to do that all the way through. So this T-Track guide, the stop block, was £4.98. The ruler, as I mentioned, was £11.88. The chainsaw, believe it or not, the chainsaw was £8.48, which does not seem like a lot, does it, when you saw it in action, as it were. The pruner, which I couldn't use, was £3.99. The template was £9.98. The polishing disc was £4.24. That's all it was, and the sharpener at the time I bought it was £5.98, although I think that has gone up. So not a huge amount of money spent, and some really useful items. The one though for me, the winner for me, without a doubt, is going to be the ruler. It exceeded my expectations. It was expensive, I get that, but not in comparison to how much they are. And I just did not think it would be as good as that. So that for me is the overall best product I bought. But The one that I'm actually going to give the best value for money for is the stop block. I just think it's great quality, really nice quality, and for £4.98, you know, they are way more expensive than that if you buy them anywhere else. So for me, that is the best value item that I got. This one, without a shadow of a doubt, the scariest thing I think I've ever used. And I get comments sometimes about my use of the table saw, but blimey, that was terrifying. So that's the end of this tool haul. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching the video. If this is your first time at the Garage Workshop, please can I ask you to subscribe, like and comment. If you're a regular viewer, please comment and give it a like. I've really enjoyed making this video, and although not an original concept, as I said, there are loads of YouTubers out there that do it. Really worth it, really good fun, and I hope you enjoyed it too. I'll catch you on next week's edition of the Garage Workshop. Take care, fellow woodworkers.